as I said, they're reopening the borders, and I'm asking a simple question: did you keep focus on what you were doing before, or did you stop? Were you focusing on the things that you were supposed to be doing? Um, I saw before they said 2020. I was looking at some because we were online for the whole um, how much ever weeks we were on. I don't know. I can't remember how much weeks we were there, and we were was looking at some pictures of even myself to now, and my hair got fully grown. I mean, you can see it. And if you look at the first set, it was small, And then I'm saying, oh, I got a big afro. I'm like a young boy now. And why am I saying all this is because I am to a position in life that I realize that despite whatever we may encounter, I am saying to us that we cannot be distracted. When we talk about the word distraction, it means that distraction is that you are going in, you're doing something, and then all of a sudden you're being offset, you're being distracted, you're being taken off course. We're not focusing any longer on the areas that we were focusing on. We are now in a position that we stop. We got to keep focus. Some of us need to realize that. And it's all well and good to say that we have um, COVID-19 going on, but are you a person that easily is distracted? Distraction comes in many areas. Fear is one. If you are fearful, things can happen and you could be distracted, and you can be caught in a position of saying that, well, you're fearful. So in other words, you don't go forward. You don't. The Word of God tells us that He didn't give us a spirit of fear. So the spirit of fear is not given by God. So distraction is given by God, right? Some people try to work in and wove in that, it's the will of God. Many of the plans of a man's heart, but it's God's purpose that prevails. Not making like fun of the scriptures, but yeah, it's many of the plans of a man's heart. So what have you planned? Let's focus on that. And let me share this with you. God's purpose will prevail with your plans. And I find that is sometimes major where people's lives are concerned, because they always get a halt. As I said just now, you come to a halt because we look at it and say, well, our plans are being halted. No, it's not. Our plans are not being halted, right? Because we need not to be distracted by whatever. We need not to be distracted by COVID-19. We need not to be distracted by anything. Let's give you a good example. I heard it on good authority that they said that an Ebola outbreak took place again lately, a week ago, in the Congo. And the person that was talking about it was a doctor, and he said that was the 11th outbreak. So that was the 11th distraction that they had. And I'm saying, do you think that they are stopped? They're not going ahead and forging ahead. Look at our country, our government. We're still doing roads. We're still repairing roads. We're actually into construction. We're actually doing things. I'm speaking of our own personal lives. What are you doing? Because classes were halted, that you go into a classroom or you go into a building, but online classes haven't stopped. If you thought of it, the persons, as I said earlier, worked right through the curfew, pandemic time, and farmers, they never one day stopped feeding the cows. They got milk. The chicken farmers never stopped one day collecting the eggs, feeding the chickens. We never stopped one day feeding the pigs, slaughtering and providing meat. We never one day stopped doing that because it needed to be done. And you have to recognize that when you are in an area of life and you're going forward for whatever goal or whatever focus, you're focused on it, you have to continue on. Some persons will say, well, you keep saying, talking about this and looking back. earlier I started talking about asking people what were their plans. And the reason why I was asking what were their plans because it's simple. In many cases, we can have a plan, but when we are met by a distraction, sometimes we can say that the plan, in Bayesian terms, go to the roof, and we just give up on the plans, and we just focus on the distraction. The scripture that talks a lot about having bumpers in life and having to go over the bumpers in life. Well, in some cases, or this distraction, we have to be able to either go through it, go over it, go around it, but we have to go to the next side. When a pilot sets a course to come to one country and the chart and the bad clouds with humid air, he don't turn around and come back home or go back. No, he goes around. Okay, so we're gonna come back right back to that.